Imagine a world where one man's vision reshaped an entire region. The Sokoto Caliphate's story is a tale of faith, justice, and revolution. Let's uncover the rise of one of Africa's greatest empires. In the late 18th century, West Africa was a land of diverse cultures, thriving trade, and deep spiritual roots. But beneath the surface, injustice and corruption brewed. The ruling elites exploited the common people, while Islamic teachings were misused to justify inequality. From this chaos arose a voice of change, Usman dan Fodio, a man destined to alter history. Usman dan Fodio, a devout Islamic scholar, began preaching reform. He called for a return to true Islamic principles, justice, equality, and education. His message resonated with the oppressed and sparked a revolution. The jihad, a spiritual and military struggle, spread like wildfire. Victorious, Usman dan Fodio established the Sokoto Caliphate, a vast empire stretching across present-day Nigeria, Niger, and beyond. He divided the governance among trusted leaders, including his son, Muhammad Bello, and daughter, Nana Asmau. Together, they created an administrative system grounded in Islamic law, fostering peace, trade, and education. The Sokoto Caliphate became a beacon of Islamic civilization, influencing politics, trade, and culture for decades. Though colonization later disrupted its rule, its legacy endures in the spiritual and cultural identity of West Africa. The story of the Sokoto Caliphate is one of resilience, wisdom, and the pursuit of justice, a lesson for all generations. At the heart of the Sokoto Caliphate was Usman dan Fodio's vision, a society built on justice, education, and religious integrity. He believed in empowering all people, especially the marginalized, through knowledge and moral governance. His writings, over 100 books, shaped the intellectual foundation of the Caliphate. The Sokoto Caliphate broke barriers by promoting the role of women in education and governance. Nana Asmau, Usman dan Fodio's daughter, became a pioneer of women's rights. Her educational system, based on poetry and practical teachings, empowered generations of women. Every empire faces challenges, and the Sokoto Caliphate was no different. From external threats by neighboring states to internal dissent, the Caliphate's leaders demonstrated resilience. Muhammad Bello expanded its territories while strengthening its governance, ensuring stability in uncertain times. The Caliphate thrived for nearly a century, but colonial forces disrupted its sovereignty. British colonization marked the end of Sokoto's political power in 1903. Yet, the Caliphate's spiritual and cultural influence remained, shaping northern Nigeria's identity to this day. The Sokoto Caliphate left an indelible mark on history. Its legacy can be seen in Nigeria's thriving Islamic communities, educational reforms, and cultural resilience. Usman dan Fodio's ideals of justice and education continue to inspire leaders around the world. Trade was the lifeblood of the Sokoto Caliphate. With its strategic position between the Sahara Desert and the fertile lands of West Africa, Sokoto thrived on the trade of gold, salt, and textiles. The Caliphate's market networks spanned across the region, linking it to powerful states like the Hausa Kingdoms and the Barbary Coast. The Sokoto Caliphate was more than just a political entity, it was a religious state. The Caliphate's foundation was built upon the principles of Islam, with a strict adherence to Sharia law. Usman dan Fodio's vision wasn't just to create a kingdom, but to lead a community founded on faith, brotherhood, and divine justice. The Sokoto Caliphate was a melting pot of cultures. The empire's diversity was reflected in its art, music, architecture, and literature. Under Usman dan Fodio's reign, Islamic art flourished, and the Caliphate became a hub of learning, producing poets, scholars, and philosophers whose works are still revered today. Usman dan Fodio wasn't just a religious leader, but a visionary statesman. His leadership was marked by his dedication to justice and his refusal to bow to tyranny. He appointed local leaders, ensuring that each region of the Caliphate had a voice, and his writings and teachings continue to influence African thought today. The Sokoto Caliphate's expansion was largely due to the strength of its military. The well-organized army, led by skilled generals, was instrumental in unifying diverse regions under one banner. Usman dan Fodio's jihad was not just a spiritual movement but a military one, aiming to establish a just and moral order. The Sokoto Caliphate's intellectual climate was one of the most advanced in Africa. Usman dan Fodio and his followers promoted education in mathematics, astronomy, law, and medicine. Scholars from all corners of the empire gathered to exchange ideas and push the boundaries of knowledge. Despite its strength, the Sokoto Caliphate couldn't withstand the weight of European colonization. In 1903, the British defeated the Caliphate's forces, and Sokoto was annexed. The Caliphate's political power may have ended, but its influence on culture, education, and religion remains today. The Sokoto Caliphate may have fallen, but its cultural, intellectual, and spiritual influence continues to shape modern West Africa. From the spread of Islamic education to the cultural practices that endure in Nigeria and beyond, the Sokoto Caliphate's legacy is alive in the hearts and minds of millions. The rise and fall of the Sokoto Caliphate tell a timeless story of vision, struggle, and resilience. This powerful empire's legacy is far from forgotten, its echoes still resonate in the hearts of millions today. Was this story of the Sokoto Caliphate eye-opening? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey through history, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible stories from Africa's past.